Good morning. I'd like to start this meeting order. This is a regular meeting of the Board of Directors of MUD, Wednesday, May the 21st, 2025, 9 a.m. We do have a quorum with one member absent.
Two members, sir.
Barbara Eckenrod is not here today.
And Mr. Crosby.
Mr. Crosby. Two people absent. So we do have a quorum.
All right.
Would you lead us in the pledge?
Sure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have 9 items on the agenda. Item number 3, read and approve minutes for April 16th, 2025, regular meeting.
You get to do all the reading today, Roxy.
Yay. Okay. Do you want me to start now?
Yes.
Okay. Fort Clark Municipal Utility District, April 16th, 2025, regular board. State of Texas, County of Kent, Fort Clark Municipal Utility District, the Board of Directors of said district convened a regular board meeting at Fort Clark Municipal Utility District boardroom at 9 a.m. on April 16th pursuant to notice duly given in accordance with section 49.063 of the Texas Water Code of the Open Meeting Act, Chapter 551, Texas Government Code. President Cerna called the meeting to order at 9 a.m. The following members were in attendance in person and constituted a quorum. Felix M. Cerna, President; Steve Crosby, Vice President; Barbara Ackenrod, Secretary; Tanya Sini, Treasurer; Travis Huey, Director at Large. 6 guests were present, and Director Sini led the Pledge of Allegiance. Director Ackenrod read minutes for March 19, 2025, regular board meeting. Director Ackenrod moved to approve as read. Second motion carried by Director Crosby. To abstain, motion passed 3-2. Manager Castillo reported low levels at 14 feet 4 inches static and 15 feet 8 inches pumping. The leakage rate was 30%. The Texas Water Utilities Association meeting will be held in Crystal City. Director Ackenrod motioned to approve the bids of $18,000 by Fort Clark Springs Association to purchase 134 plus Kinney County Appraisal District and Trust Properties undeveloped lot. Second motion carried by Director C. Carried unanimously. Director Ackenrod motioned to reject the bid of $18,500 by Chad Potts to purchase 134 plus Kinney County Appraisal District and Trust Properties, Fort Clark Springs undeveloped lot. Second motion carried by Director Crowd. Carried unanimously. The General Accountant presented the 2025 first quarter investment report. Director Ackenrod moved to approve as presented. Second motion carried by Crosby. Carried unanimously. The General Accountant presented the proposed 2025 first quarter budget amendment. Director Huey moved to approve as presented. Second motion carried by Director Sini. Carried unanimously. The General Accountant presented the March 2025 financial report, January through March 2025 report for the general fund and debt service. This report also included the water sold for the month of March and year to date. The monthly bills and checks were presented to approve and sign. Director Sini motion to approve as presented. Second motion carried by Director Ackenrod. Carried unanimously. Director Huey discussed the city of Brackett bill's grant, Safe Roads for All. To inform the board, the district could also qualify for the same grants and or apply for grants to help with infrastructure. He suggested the district create a committee of interested residents of the fort to help with the district's future projects and grants. The board agreed to schedule a special meeting May 7th at 10 a.m. for the 2024 annual financial report presented by Debbie McDonald, Coleman Horton and Company. Guests were asked if they have any comments or would like to share information with the board. This concluded with the business and meeting adjourned at 9:47 a.m. Pursuant to the motion made by Director Sini, second motion carried by Director Crosby, carried unanimous. Motion approved and certified to be true and to correctly reflect the acts duly constituted by members and officers of the Board of Said Directors.
Are there any corrections, additions, questions? I'll approve the motion to approve the minutes of April 16th.
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion
I'll second.
and a second. All those in favor? Unanimous. Thank you. Read and approve minutes for May the 7th, 2025, regular meeting. Item number 4.
Fort Clark Municipal Utility District, May 7th, 2025, special board meeting minutes, State of Texas, County of Kenny, Fort Clark Municipal Utility District. The Board of Directors of said district convened a special board meeting at Fort Clark Municipal Utility District Boardroom at 10 a.m. on May 7th pursuant to notice duly given in accordance with Section 49.063 of the Texas Water Code and the Open Meeting Act, Chapter 551, Texas Government Code. President Serna called the meeting to order at 10 a.m. The following members were in attendance in person and via Zoom and constituted a quorum. Felix M. Serna, President in person, Barbara Ackenroth, Secretary in person, Travis Huey, Director at Large via Zoom. One guest was present, and Director Crosby and Director Sweeney were not in attendance. Director Ackenroth led the Pledge of Allegiance. Deborah McDonald with Coleman Morton presented the 2024 annual financial report and presented the statement and auditor's report. In our opinion, the financial statement referred to above presents fairly in all material respects the respective financial position of governmental activities in each major fund of Fort Clark Municipal Utility District as of December 31st, 2024, and the respective changes in financial positions for the year then ended in accordance with accounting principles generally accepted in the United States of America. Director Akron moved to accept the 2024 annual financial report as presented. Second motion carried by Director Sweeney, carried unanimous. Director Serna, carried unanimous. This concluded the business and meeting adjourned at 11:10 a.m. pursuant to the motion made by Director Akron. Second motion carried out by Director Serna, carried unanimous. Minutes approved and certified to be true and to correctly reflect the acts of duly constituted members and officers of the Board of said directors.
Any questions? Entertain a motion to approve the minutes for May 7th, 2025, special meeting.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes for May 7th, 2025.
I have a motion.
With the corrections, she made some
Oh,
corrections. That
On
should
top, yeah. It shows regular board meeting, it's supposed to say.
Okay, with noted corrections.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Unanimous. Okay. Item number 5, the general manager's report.
Well, they're dropping. Static levels 23 feet, pumping levels 24.7. Leak rate for the month is 34%. The Texas Water Utilities Association will be tonight in Tula. They are having the raffle that they were supposed to have last month, but I was going to add to our well levels. Today's our first day at 25 feet. So 10 days of consistently 25 feet or more, we will roll into stage 1 of our water contingency plan, stage 1. Okay.
So we're right at the border of,
And today's the first day, so 10 days at 25 feet or more, then we'll have to roll into stage 1 of our water restriction program.
So do you guys use a 10-day moving average? The last document I saw said that. Did you change it?
We'll cover it in the. We're actually going through those resolutions, so we'll cover that in the resolutions.
Sorry.
That's all I have.
any other questions from Randy? Thank you, Randy. Item number 6, present, review, discuss 2025 preliminary totals.
Do you want to table
So,
this till he can be here?
Well, I did invite Todd Tate to attend the meeting to go over this preliminary packet. I did talk to him this morning. He couldn't attend because today is the protest day for the appraisal district, so he couldn't attend. He did state that the figures for the industrial figures were not in yet. And so as per the guidelines, we will get the 2025 tax packet after July 25th.
Is there? When do we have to approve it? What's our drop dead date to approve?
We don't do it till
We do the-
September.
Yeah.
Okay, so
He'll present it to us like in August or July or
We'll get the
August.
packet right after.
And then we have to propose
July
it
25th,
in our
yeah.
meeting, then we approve it the following meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as long as we get the time frame to post it in the newspaper and all that stuff after we propose it, then
Yeah.
we'll be all right.
So that's all that.
What was the date you said on that one?
July 25th. We always get the packet right after July 25th.
Thank you.
Okay, there's no action to be taken at this time.
No, sir.
Item number 7, consideration possible action on request to purchase trust properties by the Fort Clark Springs Association. This has come up before. How did we tackle this last time?
Well, because we rejected the second bid, so.
Well, but this is actually an additional bid from what we received last time.
It actually
The
the
number,
slots too, right?
well, it's less properties, but also even though the total is the same, the dollar amount is the same. That bid was actually rejected by another taxing entity, so it has to then be resubmitted. So that's why it's coming before us again, even though we've already approved it.
Yes.
So it makes its rounds until everyone says yes together. So I don't know the current status of the other entities, but that's kind of inconsequential to us. So
They've all said yes, except for the school board, because it didn't make it on their agenda.
okay.
So no action needs to be taken.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No.
You
This is
already
actually a
approved it?
separate bid. So
Okay.
that bid that we actually approved, if they were numbered,
Okay.
this would be 008.
What you're looking for,
whatever.
entertain a motion to accept that bid.
Yeah.
Okay, I entertain a motion to accept item number 7, purchase of trust property by the Fort Clark Springs Association.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion
I'll second.
and a second. All those in favor? Unanimous. Thank you. Number 8, discuss, approve, disapprove resolution for the adoption of the Kenny County multi-jurisdiction hazard mitigation plan.
Elmer, you want it?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So we began the, where do I stand?
sit right here.
You can actually sit if you
No,
want.
no, I'm good. I'm standing. I'm good. So in 2023, we began the Kenny County multi-jurisdictional hazard mitigation plan. It just was approved by FEMA. So hooray for all of the jurisdictions that participated. So all you have to do is approve it and adopt it, and it is yours to use.
What is our timeline on approving this or not? Are there any drop dead dates on what we need to do here?
We have 90 days to get all of the resolutions back
Okay.
to Freedom.
And where are we on that?
We are at 33.
Okay.
Mhm.
I have one concern. I'm glad that we have time. My concern is that this board has already voted to not participate in this plan.
When did we do this?
We voted to not participate in a hazard mitigation plan sometime last year.
I don't remember that. Is it recorded somewhere?
Yes, it's in our minutes. I'll have to go back and find it. So I'm not saying that there's any issue with the plan. I'm saying that we've already voted to not participate, and I believe we voted to not participate in the planning of it. So
Okay, because I did stop going to the meetings at the fire station, but I expressed to everybody that I had a limited staff and that I was really busy.
right.
But then Miss Farrick would come down here, Amanda would come down here and visit with Kuko and I, and we did participate.
Okay.
And
So
you
I don't know.
participated with us as
And
well.
I was going to all the meetings when they first got rolling.
Okay, so I have no problem at this point with the contents of the plan. My issue is that I think we need to get our attorney to weigh in and look at those meeting minutes and just tell us how we need to word this so that we can move forward, because we voted to not participate.
I don't see why I would not. I don't know. I would like to see that
Okay,
because I was very involved in them meetings, and I know I was really pushing for those generators and stuff like that. And I was under the impression my board was completely behind me.
No, for that, absolutely,
But
but
we can't have the generators if you don't have the hazard mitigation.
I'm
okay.
telling you.
So,
Yeah.
but so is there, can we move to another agenda item and I'll go back and find the minutes where we did that?
Well, why can't we just make a motion to approve the resolution that's presented to us?
That's my question is I don't know that if this board has already taken action to not participate.
We've received the resolution. It's been put in the packet. We're meeting in our regular board meeting. It's been presented to the board members. I think we've done everything according to what we're supposed to do. That's up to y'all. Y'all can table it if you like.
Is that going to throw a wrench in what's going on?
Yes.
It's gonna
so
back us up
we-
30 days.
Not only that, but we can't install the generators. Because we have to have the approved.
I move that we approve it because I don't recall ever doing that. But I'm not looking at the minutes. I didn't go back to. I thought we were on board with all of this.
I
So
did
my
too, because
take is to go
I've had
ahead
a
and
lot of
do
time
this.
involved in this.
Mhm.
It's the first I've heard of there being a problem.
Well,
Is there any way that we can go into executive and call the attorney real fast?
well, it's not on the agenda.
It's not on the, why don't you just table it then if there's a problem with it? And then if we have to, we'll call a special meeting to approve it.
What does that do with our timeline, Alma?
Well, we're at 30-something days. It's okay. We have 90 days to submit all of our resolutions to FEMA. It's just that the generator.
The bottom line is we won't qualify for the generators if we don't approve this resolution.
It's not that I don't want to approve the resolution. I just don't want to put us in a situation where we have already. I think the motion has to be to reverse that. We can't just now approve it. We've already said that we didn't. I could be completely wrong. I want.
I don't know. In all the years I've been doing this, Travis, I present it to the board and the board makes motion on it. It's been placed on, she presented to us, it was placed on the agenda, it was given to you on your packets for review. That's how we've always carried out stuff. But if you want to table it, I'll reach out to Mr. Avila and see if there's something different we need to do.
I would move that we approve it, but if you want to table it, it doesn't do me any good.
Entertain a motion and vote on it.
Well, I think we need a hazard mitigation plan.
We do.
And I'll tell you, I'll be honest with y'all, I sat down and read the whole damn thing, even the minutes of the meetings and everything. And I just finished it Monday. So,
And it's your plan, and if there's a grant out there, that requires a FEMA approved hazard mitigation, plan, you can find it.
over.
You don't have to go through the county. You can do that on your own.
Okay, so this doesn't. This only gives us access to programs.
To be a part of the mitigation plan.
Grants.
Okay. But it is not declaring any project. Any project under this plan would then have to accept the generators. Let's say generator 2.0 plan comes. It would have to then come before this board again.
No,
Really, because it was already part of the waiver the county submitted in order to.
we rolled into the mitigation program underneath the county.
Okay, but what my question is, let's say that there is something that comes up, a new part of the plan that falls under, it's a program or whatever. That plan gets through the county and now it's going to be enacted within the district. Does that plan
Through
then?
that plan, I don't know if you read it, but through that plan, it says for further review upon, and it gives timeframes for making changes in it, in every phase of it. So if you're talking about future projects, well, then future projects is going to be part of the changes to the mitigation plan within the review within, since some of it says within the next year, some of it says within the next 5 years.
There will be
So-
annual reviews.
Yes,
If
there
there's
will be.
something that you would like to add to the plan?
And that can be done at that time.
Yes,
Okay.
here.
From the way I read it, that's the way I read it. that there was going to be reviews of the plans in every stages of so often, and they were going to be open for changes in the plans.
Okay, so that's what I want to make sure of because that's what I'm going to be certain about is that there are stop gaps between now projects that are already in place.
The way I've got it, Travis, is if we agree to this resolution, we qualify for the generators, but there's no other plan to do any other further construction or qualifying for other grants or anything other than just right now accepting this resolution to participate in the mitigation program, and then we'll qualify for the grants that we applied for, or for the generators that we applied for.
I don't know why we wouldn't approve this. I really don't. I don't understand what your thought is.
I think my concern would be to be more clear if if we reviewed the minutes. But if there are stop gaps between where we're at today and where anything happening in the future, then I'm okay to move forward.
Entertain a motion.
Item number 8, I have a discussion, approve, disapprove resolution for the adoption of the Keeney County multi-jurisdictional hazard mitigation plan.
I'll make a motion that we approve the mitigation plan.
I have a motion to approve this plan. Do I have a second? I have a second?
Yes.
You have a second? All those in favor? Unanimous. Thank you.
And if you have the resolution, if you don't have it, here's the resolution that will need your signature.
Okay, we'll get it back to you. Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Thank you.
I'll email it to you.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you.
You do the one.
Item number 9, review, discuss the 2025-2026 district policies plan.
These are just for review, and I know, and mainly I put it on there for you, Director Huey, because, we've had workshops in the past where we went through
Right.
these plans
I
and
was
whatnot.
part of it last year.
So, okay, so what I want to do is just present it to everybody. It's not due to be approved till next meeting, but I just want to present to everybody in case, or Roxy and I want to present to anybody, if there's anything y'all want to make changes of or anything, or if you're satisfied with the way they are. I really ain't got time to have workshops, but if y'all want to have workshops, I will squeeze some time in, so.
I only have one of the resolutions, and most of them are very basic. So in the drought mitigation one, I would like to see, and this will take some research. So it'll be presented at the next meeting. If we can move to using the data from the water district's analytics, the digital data, that they and if they can provide us a way to get access to that data.
You talking about our well levels?
Yes.
Yeah, they send it to us every Monday. We got it. The transducer's in the well.
Right.
Right now, we're working with Jim and Carlos to try to get the other one in the small well.
Okay.
So we'll be able to read off both wells. Right now, we're running on the big one, and that's where the transducer reader is.
Okay.
We're having a hard time getting it in the small well. The vent pipe goes in right up next to the casing, so we can't get it to make the turn. But we are working on that to get it put in there. But yes, we are using the data that Jim is sending us.
Okay. So, and that would be the only thing that I would want to change is looking at using that, and that may not need to be in the resolution. So
Like that's seeing that we post it every Monday. What that reading is, we post it every Monday. That's how I know. Last month or yesterday, we hit 25 feet yesterday.
Okay.
So
that would be the only.
So write it into the plan. So
Yes,
say that
yes,
we
just
use that data.
an additional to use that data. But that's not a major change. That would be a simple review. So
that's some change in wording.
Yes.
No problem.
That's all I have.
Anybody else have any corrections?
Not everything was.
Everything highlighted is something that was added or striped out. If you look through all the policies, it shows here everything highlighted, like the years were changed, and then to include that Travis is also, because last year y'all did vote for myself and Travis to be the investment officers. So I just included Travis's name and my name in this document. So if you go through each, it'll show, I can go through each policy. And the
Roxy,
electric policy,
I don't think we need, you did a good job of highlighting it. It's in the packet. I mean, if everyone, I mean, Roxy did a great job of highlighting all the changes, so
I
I
read
don't,
through it all. I don't need to go item by item.
I don't need to go out about them either.
We're good, Roxy.
Yeah,
This is actually just for review, so it doesn't need a
Yeah.
motion, sir.
I'm good.
And then we'll be voting on this next meeting.
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
and I will change that wording.
Item number 10. Percent review approved financial report monthly bills for April 2025 and signed check. Okay,
okay. So we'll start with cash disbursements, for April 2025. Total of $22,333.31. The few things that are out of the ordinary or something that we don't normally purchase on a monthly basis would be the 370 environmental. That's gasoline and dyed diesel that we purchase possibly every 2 months. And that's for our fleet vehicles. And then of course the A1 fire and safety, that's just maintenance, yearly maintenance. Everything else is usually our vendors that we normally use or we pay on a monthly basis. Last year we were sitting at $37,641.62, and that was due to replacing a pump at C1 lift station. We did collect half of it from the city of Brackett. The next report, profit and loss, April 2025. Total income for April, $51,278.67. Total expenses, $35,997.81, with a net income of $15,280.86. I do want to compare it to last year, or actually what I do want to do is water sold for the month of April, 8,801. And for last year, water sold for April 2024 was at 11,385. Income for last year, just to compare it, $63,025.14 as of today, we're at $51,278. And that's due to the domestic waste disposal fee that we do charge. The companies that do come and dispose of the waste. Last year we were at $12,560 with that. This year we're just at $1,500 for the line item 5381 domestic waste disposal fee. Last year expense $45,053.38. This year again $35,997.81. So just to compare, the difference for income is $11,746.47. The difference for the expense is $9,055.57. So I just wanted to go through April, and then now we can go through to the next report, profit and loss budget versus actual. This is January through April of this year. Water sold is $27 million. Total income is $199,463.32. We are at 29.5%. Total expense is $194,746.94. And we are sitting at a net income of $4,760.38. Just to compare it to last year, we sold $30 million last year. Income is $211,999. Expense $251,856.92. Last year we were at a net loss of $39,857.32. So yes, just to compare from last year, we were sitting at $26,750 for domestic waste disposal fee. Now we're at $15,840. Also, trucks are not coming in anymore for the waste disposal. Probably For the
We
rest
don't
of the
know.
year.
We
don't
might have
know.
to amend the budget, but we'll
Yeah,
see.
we may have, like,
We'll
Brittany
find
said,
out.
we may have to amend the budget.
I think what they're trying ain't gonna work, but we'll see. That used to be an RV park where that thing is, and right now they're trying to dump all that domestic waste into their septic system in the drain field. And well, as soon as that perforated PVC gets plugged and all, they're gonna be right back where they were. I'm surprised it's worked as long as it has, but.
And we're waiting for, a check for 9,000, right? Meeting with them for 9,000. So that's, January through April, the profit and loss budget versus actual. On to the next, debt service fund. This is the balance sheet. Well, this shows you the assets, liability and equity. So we'll go move on to the profit and loss. So profit and loss, April 2025, we have received $4,149.07 from the appraisal district just for the month of April. And then January through April, we received $43,182.62. The expenses so far have been the quarterly fees for paid to the appraisal district for collecting the taxes. And then the bond interest expense and the bond principal. So that's at $155,984.54 so far as of April. And that's all I have.
I look at the percents.
Yeah, me
And
too.
we're supposed to be at 33% and everything seems to be in order. So I'm satisfied with this report. Personally, we're doing pretty good. Entertained motion to adopt the report from bills for April 2025.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion
I'll second.
and a second. All those in favor? Unanimous. Thank you. Item number 11, other discussion.
All I have is we have another leak here behind the shop. A couple of you have looked at it. We, for some reason, I thought that valve was 6 inch. It's 8 inch. We did finally just get the parts in, so we will be hopefully replacing that sometime next week. So,
You know, it's too bad. Like we got that rain last time. We got 4 inches at the house. And I called my friends in Quemado. I said, man, that creek is flowing. And the next day, the creek was dry.
Just run off.
yeah.
That was a surprise both ways, you know.
We bumped the well a little bit, but now it's dropping even faster.
So anyway,
Our wells came up almost 2 feet, but they're dropping again. So
so we're kind of holding our own.
it's gonna rain Monday.
Any other discussion?
Yeah, I ask
Oh,
a question.
Hmm?
Yeah. How much rainwater is mud capable of giving us like per day at current time? Like, like 100,000 gallons, 500, 300, 400. What's
The water's there. It's just up to the golf course how much they want to pump. I mean, I think the capabilities from the wastewater plant to the golf course would probably be like 500,000 a day, a night, if they seriously watered.
if we seriously took it out?
you
Otherwise, it's
seriously-
just evaporating, being lost, or just sitting
Well,
there.
and now we'll see. The wastewater plant was designed to treat the wastewater plant. It wasn't designed to provide water for the golf course.
Right.
So every time when we get heavy rains and whatnot, I go out there and I raise the gates. I'm holding the water back. It's not going to go ripping through so the water's available for the
Yeah.
golf course. Now, over time span, I lower the gates and I keep up with whatever Max and his guys are doing. So there's always water available in the third pond. And then when there's not, I'll get with somebody and I'll tell them, hey,
We had the pumping system up to speed and everything. You could give us a 500,000
every night or yeah,
about every time.
I would say so, yeah.
That's very good.
And I wish that the golf course would actually isolate and water different sections instead of just watering all out watering. If they would isolate and water different sections, put more time in, you'd have more effective watering,
Yeah.
I think. So that's just my opinion, though.
Well, 500,000 is a good number then.
Thank you.
We appreciate that.
And you're saying that if one of the ponds that they're pumping out of goes slow, they can get with you and you can give them more water.
Sure. And there's actually a 2-inch freshwater supply there, and I've noticed Max has been turning, or somebody's been turning it on too to help support the polishing pond.
What is that water that you're paying for?
Yes.
So we're taking paid water when technically you're saying you can provide us.
I'm not the one turning it on. I'm not the one turning
That's
it on.
also excellent information.
Yes.
I can't.
But you do get, just for future reference, you do get that water at 60 cents per thousand like you do for the pool. So instead of $2.25, you're getting it for 60 cents. But
Free water's better.
exactly. And if there's water available.
Drought, why do we want to suck in water out of the ground?
Well,
than out of the ponds?
Like I said earlier, I'm not the one turning it on.
Thank you.
Anything else?
I think it's just left to sign checks, right?
I just want to add that the next regular board meeting is June 18th at 9 a.m.
No further questions?
Pass out some checks, Roxanne. Don't sign your own check.
I entertain a motion.
No, I can't adjourn. You got to sign checks.
You haven't signed the checks yet?
You're gonna start
You have to do
over.
it.
If you want paid.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Remember that machine I showed you at the wastewater plant? That jet machine? That's what that's for. They did accept our bid. I don't know if I talked to you about it, Travis. I don't think I talked to Tanya about it at all. The city of Bracketville had a jetting machine that was having a lot of issues, like our sewer machine, like ours.
Uh-huh.
Ours is very outdated and old, and so we were going to start looking at purchasing. Well, then we got with the city of Brackettville and looked at this one. We took it out to the wastewater plant, started looking it over, and so we decided to make an offer to purchase it from Brackettville. And talking to the city manager, now we made an offer of $500, and they accepted it.
Great.
So
Wow.
we're going to probably take that thing to Texas Underground somewhere and get it really looked over hard. But it's going to be a lot cheaper than us purchasing
Oh,
another.
yeah. Good.
So there is a check in there for $500 to the city of Brackettville, and that's what that's for. Oh, I skipped on that. Don't sign your own.
Yeah.
Let's sign second. Let me sign the other ones on this.
Can you
I'll
sign?
get the second one. That's Mr. Crosby.
Thank you.
Second drive.
Oh, this is this one. Oh, okay, yes. This one.
If you can sign this one too, that's Tanya's.
One is yours. And one is mine. All these need your signature. I'm going to the post and I can't do it. Yeah. I'm going to order it.
I'm swapping out standby. I might go somewhere this weekend too. Go hit the river while it's flowing.
Well, we heard Fort Aransas had better sand than
Oh,
like Corpus.
Beautiful, yes.
Corpus is very coarse sand.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, just carry on a few more miles and go to Mustang Island and Port Aransas.
Check. Oh no, I think so. Like I don't remember doing it.
On standby this weekend.
Uncle starts Friday.
Okay.
He's gonna pull the next 2 weekends, and then I'm gonna pull the next two after that.
They're supposed to start our pipe today, so
Yeah. Well, I can tell you yesterday. If you need some help, I'll go with you, man.
Well, I just want them if they mess something up.
Yeah, right. These two, Mr. Cerner, please.
Thank you. There you go. Okay. Yes.
Man, they've been the same thing a long time.
When I saw that, I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know when the last time I've been to a
Me
sand.
neither.
I went Saturday and it was crazy.
Of course, I don't do people anymore.
Hear that?
I can help it.
Yeah.
You can help it.
Yeah. Put me in my RV. All right. Okay, so now you can entertain number 12. Now you can entertain number 12. Not ready. Item number 12. Motion to adjourn. Randy makes a motion? I can. I wish I could.
I'll move that we adjourn.
Have a motion,
All
second.
right.
At 9:42.
All in favor? Unanimous. Thank you.